Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hey,
Check it out, check it out. Whoa, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Lil Ya. UNLV, you dig? Check it out. Welcome to the Be Real 23 podcast, you dig? Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like and subscribe button ASAP. You with me? Look,
yep.
today I got the incomparable, the magnificent.
Hey.
You're looking at a genius. You're looking at a genius at work. You with
You
me?
are watching?
The homie
Yeah.
Roca-B, man. What's happening, dog?
Man, what's popping with your big brother, man? It's the honor, man, to be on your podcast. You heard me? You already know what it is, man. You talking about the introduction was everything, but I'm telling you, you the incomparable one. You heard me?
Oh
You
man,
know what I'm
thanks, bro.
saying?
I
Look,
appreciate
since
that.
I look, listen, I'm telling you, you heard me? Nobody ain't tell you. Listen, I was listening to y'all music before I even knew what it was. Cause my brother,
Wow.
my big brother, you know what I'm saying? We from the Magnolia. So
Yeah.
my big brother, he every time I'm riding around with him in his car, so all you playing is UNLV, UNLV. So
Bro.
I'm literally learning the songs and I don't even know who y'all is at this time because I'm so young. I don't even know, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? But he
Right.
playing
Bro.
every tape. He playing every tape. I ain't saying CD. He playing every
Wow.
tape. You hear me? So and like me knowing that and just like even that sweat so hard you need 3 or 4 cars
Yeah.
like that right there that's like a poem that's like could be all over the world. Like that's
Word.
like like you gotta think about music is just like that. When
General
you think about a song like
language.
that, when it's
Universal
gonna bring you
language.
to a time, it's gonna bring you to a time,
Yeah.
right? Every time I hear that song, it bring me to a time, big brother. And like no matter how and rest in peace, my homie Satchmo. Satchmo
Yeah, my dog,
King
man.
and when I seen him post that, it made me laugh. It made me smile, and then it brought me back to a time. So it was 3 things because that's you know what I'm saying. Because I'm cool with Satchmo. Then
Yes.
it's like hearing the music again, bringing me back to a time when I was
Right.
remembering this. It just all resonated for me, big brother. So like,
Got you.
just from me to you, I'm letting you know I'm getting you your flowers, dog. And
Appreciate it,
y'all
bro.
was one of the hottest groups out New Orleans, one of the realest to ever come out New Orleans. You heard me, and that's bottom line. That's what we trying to, that's love. You hear me? But back to what you were saying. You heard me? Back to what you were saying. Let's get it.
Man, I humbly appreciate that, dog. Say,
Respect,
bro, you one of the greats. You know that. You know what I'm saying? You still
humbling,
got time. You still young. So, I mean, Lord, no telling where you
humbling.
going to end up, bro. But right
Right.
now, man, it's a pleasure to have you on my platform, dog.
Thank
You
you.
know,
Thank you.
I basically know a lot about you, but I know I don't know everything, dog. So we going to kick it off and dive right into it. Tell me
Okay.
and all the people, who is Roca-B?
Man, okay. Well, Roca-B. Oh man, born from New Orleans, man. Grew up in uptown New Orleans, but my dad is from across the canal in the Ninth Ward, so I got connection with the Ninth Ward and the Third Ward from the Magnolia, all the way to the 10th Ward. Because after we moved out the project, we moved to the 10th Ward and the 11th Ward because when they tore the project down and stuff like that, everybody had to go different
Okay.
areas. We was able to get into a situation where my mom and them was able to get into a subsidized home where
Okay.
they was able to get into and buy their own home. So
Right.
so that put us in a good position for when I started going to high school and really started pursuing the music career and really started really going hard with my craft because growing up in the city and in the project and just knowing the city because I had to catch the bus everywhere. Because even
Mm,
though I was from uptown, my mom and them wanted us to go to different schools because they want us to have different looks at life.
mm.
So I was going to Noka. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
started out at Noka. I was going to Noka for
that's
vocal.
what's up, boy.
You
I
know what I'm
went to
saying?
Noga too. A lot of
Yeah. So
people, for those that don't know what Noga is like a place for creative kids. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
Creative arts,
very,
all
very,
kind of
very autistic
it's
kids,
artistic.
and
Right,
you know what I'm saying from classical music to playing
right.
instruments.
I went there for concert music, man.
See, come on, man, what you played?
I played percussion.
That's
Then I was playing
crazy. Come on.
percussion, the snare. I played a whole drum set. Then I
Yeah,
moved
that's
on to
what's up. My dad is
baritone
a
like I
drummer.
become.
And that's the whole point. That's how my music life even started. My dad is a drummer. My mom is a poet. So
Okay.
she wrote she wrote different poems and stuff, and she also used to write.
Wow.
She also used to write music, and
So it's
one
basically in you, dog. It
is
was you
in
couldn't
me.
escape it.
Yeah, and like my brother, he was a singer, the one who
Right.
used to be playing y'all music, but he wanted to start trying to rap because, like I said, he always used to be listening to y'all music. So at some point in time, he was like, "Man, look, I don't know about this singing stuff. I might as try to rap." So he
Yeah.
would be trying to rap, but no lie, I said I love my brother. You hear me? But you know how people get they got this one person that got this one rap that they always say.
Right.
That's my brother. You hear me? He always had this one rap, yeah. And he always excited and he never ever just changed up and switched up. So I was like, man, why you ain't never kept it singing? He was the one that I saw singing, and I was like, man, I wonder if I could sing. So I'm like, boom, I started singing and just learning these different songs and singing the
Yeah.
harmonies of it and learning the backgrounds of it, right? So then he stopped singing and I kept singing. So when you
Right.
don't use it, you lose it
You
in a
lose
sense.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So, but
Facts.
you could get it back in a sense too
Yeah.
if you practice it. So
Right.
he still kind of like sings here and there. But the bottom
Mhm.
line is he was the one that really turned me on to like really wanting to really start music. So then I was going to Peters. I went to middle school, went to Peters, and that's when I hooked up with Cali Evolve. Now when I
Okay.
knew when I that's when I knew that was before the bounce even bouncing R&B. That's before I even started really putting that together.
What
And
you was
like
doing, basically rapping or singing when you met Vaughn?
I was singing on the hooks because I was always
Okay.
a singer. I was
Okay.
always a singer. So Vault knew me as a singer. So
Right.
when that's how I met Vault. So
Uh-huh.
when I graduated, he went to Booker T, I went to Kennedy, and I was going to Noka for half of the day, and I was going to Kennedy for half of the day. And I was going out as a man. I went to Noka with
Damn.
Trombone Shorty at the same time. Trombone Shorty was going there when he was going. He was in middle school going to Noka. I was in high school in ninth grade going to Noka,
That's what's
and
up, dog.
and so basically from then on, I was like, man, I need to try this music stuff. So it was one person that out the Magnolia that I linked up with he was a gospel musician. You heard me named Lionel Baskin. He passed away. You heard me. He
Okay.
was blind, but he was from the project. He was from the LD code,
All
and
right.
so basically he was the one of the person that worked at Peters playing as the choir director. And I
Okay.
seen us, we got slaughtered. We got slaughtered and stuff like that. That pushed me to go with the music even further. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when I was learning everything. Me and Vol was cool. Vol started doing his thing with the music a little further on. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I went to Kennedy, I ended up meeting up with Vol again because Vol like, man, hey, B, you still be singing? Because I was working at the hip hop shop at that
Mm-hmm.
time. I was working with the Arabs. Shout out to Arabs, my Arab connect. You heard me. That's how I learned how to speak Arabic because
Wow.
I worked with them for 10 years. So at the clothing store on Canal Street, Mirage Express, and that's where all of the people who used to be
Right.
hustling and everybody used to come there and
Come
shop.
through Mirage.
All the
Yeah. Fucking
stars used
right.
to come through there. You heard me? I done met Jamie Foxx, Garrett Morris. I done met everybody, the whole state property, met the
Mm-hmm.
man, everybody. So it's like everybody that came through there. So when Volume used to come through there and they used to splurge and buy all of the cool gin and this and that, I used to, man, like, B, you still be singing? Hell yeah, I be singing. Boom. That's how he linked me up with Spitter and Mr. Marcello. And me and Cello locked in and did like about 3 or 4 songs on a mixtape. And like we was flipping R&B song, hip hop and R&B songs. He would
Mm-hmm.
do the rap and I come and I do the hook. And then me, Vol and Spitter did a song and Marcelo did a song called "You Can Catch Me," and that's when people really started hearing my voice and people really started knowing who Roca-B was. But they didn't even know at that point in time. I wasn't even putting that name on it because
Mm-hmm.
I was hustling. I ain't gonna lie, I was hustling CDs at that time. I was
Yeah.
selling CDs in high school. I was like the bootleg person making all of the songs. And in between me linking up with Vol and doing those little mixtape with Vol, I was trying to do the R&B music. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really trying to do the bounce music like that. You feel what I'm saying? I was really just trying to get into my own lane and boom. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just do the R&B music. So I'm like, all right, R&B and hip hop go hand in hand. So that's why I was doing the mixtapes with Cello involved and Spitter, but at the same time, I wasn't getting my name out there. They
Mm-hmm.
just knew me as B. They didn't know me as Roca-B because at
Mm-hmm.
that time I just started bootlegging CDs, and that's how I got my name out there. Because Roca-B come from it's changed. It got two different meanings behind it. The first meaning was when I was in high school. I'm a big Jay-Z fan,
Mm-hmm.
so I called myself Roca-B because I always was wearing Rocawear because I always the when I was working at the Arab store. I bought all the new Rockaway every time it came in. I would splurge, get Rockaway, get
Mm-hmm.
Rockaway. So come to school, Rockaway uniform at Kennedy. Everything had Rockaway on it. So
Yeah.
everybody knew me as Rocker B. So it's that that's Rocker B, man. This nigga got everything Rockaway. So
Right.
so
I'm
that's how
buzzing.
Rocker B stuck. So when I started hustling the CDs and bootlegging making the mixtapes and selling the CDs to the people at the school, I write on every CD, Rocker this by Rocker B. So
Yeah.
every time I'm going around the school, I'm slinging, and this was before anybody was bootlegging CDs like that. This when bootlegging at first really started. So
Yeah.
I'm literally cooking on a computer, making these mixtapes that I know people gonna love, R&B mixtapes, rap mixtapes, all these songs that I feel like people just love together. Put them together. At that point in
Mm-hmm.
time, I'm sitting on the porch. Look, I'm sitting on the actual porch where this happened.
Right.
I'm sitting on the actual porch where this happened at. So I'm uptown right now. I'm by my mama. So I'm looking across the street. 10 Buck stayed across the street. So 10 Buck at that point I didn't know he was 10 Buck. I'm just Rocker B that selling CDs in Kennedy. He 10 Buck. He doing faster, all this different stuff. He popping, doing whatever he doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how and so Buck knew I made the CD. So Buck said Rocker B, hey, make me some bounce mix and stuff like that. So that's how he realized I knew how to sing.
Yeah.
So he like, man, you know how to sing? Man, wait, hold on. And Black and Miles stay right there, 2 houses down from my mama. One, two houses down. So I'm like, 10 Bucks stay right here. Black and Miles stay right there. So I'm like, and I'm right here. So he like, you brought me over to my Black and Miles. Moms used to be kicking us out that bitch, though. Like
Yeah.
because we would be in there all night long making songs.
Uh-huh.
So I was on volume one. So I basically took a music soul child song from a C, because I ain't gonna lie, music that first music soul child. Shout out to music.
I
Shout out to him.
love.
Yeah, the first album
Uh-huh.
made me a lot of money bootlegging. You feel what I'm saying? As far as
Yeah.
like when I was hustling in the school system and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
and like with this, like it was just like that was so I learned every song on his album. So
Yeah.
Buck like, hey, Black and Mom, woo woo, this Rocker B, he know how to sing. I go in that bit, we in that bit all night. Mom's in us, end up putting us out. That's how I end up meeting up with Big Chew
Mm-hmm.
because Mom's put us out. Was like, man, y'all not about to be in here all night. We had to go to. I literally had to go to school the next morning for 8 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We in that bit. I mean, that bit, we going over the songs, and this is the golden age of recording. Like where you got the big booty computers. You ain't got no flat screen computers. You got the big back computers. You heard me?
Yeah.
So we got the big
Uh-huh.
back computers. You got to keep on recording, keep on recording, keep on recording, keep on taking a take. I got to keep singing it over. Shout out to Black and Miles. Shout out to Black Biggie.
Piggy. Black.
Cause,
Black.
cause yeah, and it's like he so he said he was like, we gotta go over here by Big Chew, because Big Chew had a studio in the back of his mama house in Shrewsbury. Cause
Mm-hmm.
he was from Shrewsbury. So boom, we go take the little ride over there by Big Chew. And that's how I ended up meeting Big Chew. So Big Chew, we finish off the music Soul Child song, and then Buck, and that was back in the simpler times when the bounce and the R&B wasn't really they weren't doing a whole lot as far as like the people in the background wasn't saying a lot,
Yeah.
right? They would just say a
Right.
couple
Right.
words and let the R&B song just play.
Right.
So Buck just got on the song the whole time. He was like, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And I'm telling you, that bit was a hit for like so many years. But then again, people still didn't know who Rocker B was because I wasn't really doing every song bounce music. I did that song for them.
Mm-hmm.
So boom, after that, after I'm on bounce on that volume one for Black and Mild, Black Biggie Black volume one, his first one. I'm on that one, and then I'm on volume 13 when I did the Adele "Someone Like You." At that point in
Yeah.
time, that was one of my peaks because, and I'm talking about, and I'm bringing you into the time right when I'm about to graduate from high school, and I'm about to just get into this whole
What high
music
school you went
situation.
to?
I went to Kennedy, John F.
Yeah,
Kennedy,
you
crash.
said Kennedy. Right, right.
Yeah, with the Kennedy, and they had a lot of, shout out to Fifth Wall Weeby, rest in peace Weeby. They had a lot of
That fucking glitch or something.
they had a lot of they had a lot of people from, a lot of talented people came out of Kennedy. Um, so
Okay.
yeah, so basically, after I did that song with Black and Mild and Tentwall Buck, people started kind of getting wind of me being whoever I was, at the time of me, doing my thing
Mm-hmm.
as far as me singing. But I still wasn't really getting my name up there because I wasn't doing straight bounce and R&B. I still was working
Right.
with Volume. We still was pushing the, what I'm saying, which I did like that kind of a bounce feel with the song with me, him, and Currency on it. That you can catch me flying on the interstate, new whip, paper plate, running that, and I'm straight. Hey, you can catch me flying on in the block. You know
All
what I'm saying?
right.
With
All right.
Me, Cali, Oval, Marcello, and Spitter. That
Okay.
was the first song where people heard me like kind of like a bounce, I was singing on the back. But everybody was
Mm-hmm.
thinking I was Magnolia Chop. Shout out to Magnolia Chop because at that time, Magnolia Chop was doing his thing heavy. So he was the
Mm-hmm.
only person that was really, really singing. Besides that, shout out to him because
Mm-hmm.
he was one of the inspirations that made me really start going hard with it because being from the same hood and then
Mm-hmm.
watching him and Josephine doing what they were doing. And me,
Yeah.
I was just like I was a fly on the wall in the club when they I'm in love with a Jew. I'm sitting back
Right.
like, Lord. So I'm like, I could sing, but at that time, I'm not, I ain't doing none of that shit. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm
You
just waiting on
student
my
of the
time.
game.
Right, right, exactly. Like at that point, I'm falling back, and I'm just watching them. I'm like, man, that shit dope. And then shout out to Joseph, rest in peace, Josephine John, and shout out to Magnolia Chop when they did their thing. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, that was one of the times. And then Be Real is another one of the times that made me want to just go hard with the singing. Be Real, who was on that man, I miss my dog, and a thing was popping, and a thing with a blowing dream. Yeah, so Burnell, boom. I went to middle school with Burnell. We went to Peters together. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how I met. That's how I met Burnell, who was singing on that song with Wayne
Mm-hmm.
and them, and he was one of the inspirations too. That I was like, man, seeing him singing because he had a couple of other songs that he did with Cash Money, like with the beat and stuff like that. So that made me
Mm-hmm.
be like, man, look, I want to do this shit heavy. So bam, fast forward to the point of me really hitting the peak when Social Shakedown came about, when Twitter came about, and when all this social media came about. So
Mm-hmm.
in between that time, I met Big Chew. Big Chew was like, he came to me, I think once, maybe, I think 2 or 3 times before I was like, man, I'm gonna try
Hold
to
on, slow down, slow down. So, during the midst of all this, you never actually signed with no one. You was
mm-mm.
freelancing through all this.
Right. I was freelancing through all of this because
Okay,
yeah, because basically, I was really young. I was really young. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
But it's like, but I'm meeting people like Lucky Johnson and like different people that could have
yeah,
but at that point in time, I wasn't really pursuing it heavy like that. Like I said, I did that one song with Bucknam at that time, and
mm-hmm.
then was when I started working with Big Chew after he came. He was like, man, I think you really should try to bounce R&B, just try it, to get your name hot. Then
Mm-hmm.
you could do whatever in between that. Shout out to him, because in between me meeting him with the background vocals and doing what he was doing,
Right,
then he took what he did and then that put that
allowed you
that
to
made a
do what you
whole
do.
right, and then
Y'all got a
it
whole nother
pretty
like
much
genre going with that shit.
right, and that was where it manifested into where we were just going live off the dome, and then we had Skip Game Over Skip. He was dancing in between, so it was a whole
Mm-hmm.
New Orleans culture. It was like the whole ball of wax when it came down to the bounce R and
Entertainment, yeah.
B, right, entertaining everything we was doing. So then
Mm-hmm.
we came into a point in time where he was like, man, they had this song called Boo Thing. And he was like, man, if you remix this song, they got the people in Ham and Homer. They're going crazy about this song. You
Who
remix
actually
this song.
made that song? Where it come from?
The actual song is Verse Simmons featuring Kelly Rowland.
Oh, I
You know
never
what I'm
knew that. I
saying?
thought that was your
Right.
original shit, dog.
No,
I
no. See,
swear
that's
that's the
what.
only person, the only thing I know that song
See,
from is you, dog. I
see,
swear,
and
dog.
that's how in the culture. That's how the culture in New Orleans is, where
Oh,
it's
I thought I was the
so
only one. Fuck, I ain't know.
no, no. See, look,
Damn. All
Everybody
right.
always felt like that because
Okay.
when I remixed that song, they felt the culture of New Orleans took that song.
Yeah.
It wasn't even me. It was like it was me because I sung the song,
Right.
right? And rest in peace to Blazer. He made the beat for the song. But the
Okay.
only thing was the song. It was the song being the way that the song was the reason why I had to sing it
Mm-hmm.
because me meeting Big Chew and introducing me to Blazer, Blazer turning around and saying, "Hey, Roca-B, they got this song." Is kind of crazy for me to beat map it because when you
Mm-hmm.
beat mapping a song and trying to speed it up, you don't
Mm-hmm.
want it to sound crazy, nigga. And that's why a lot of these bounce songs, these bounce R&B songs, yeah, they're suffering right
Hey,
now.
look, Rock. Sorry about that. My phone rung, so my picture has froze. Hopefully, you can still hear me. I can hear you and see you. So
Okay,
it's just a still picture. You can continue with the with the interview though. No problem at
okay,
all.
okay, cool, cool, because I can still hear you.
All
So
right.
so basically, at that point in time, Blazer told me, he was like, man, Rocker B, I got this song that is kind of hard for me to kind of like make the beat on it because of the beat mapping on it. You know what I'm saying? And just
Mm-hmm.
trying to get it to go through the beat
Mm-hmm.
and match the beat that he was putting with it. So I had to sing the song a cappella. So I had to learn the song, sing the song a cappella, and then he came behind it. And how the whole thing started like with the My Team Don't Play
Yeah.
when they come on, because at that time, Ray J was going off on Fabulous about a situation online, and he got
Mm-hmm.
on the Breakfast Club, and he was going back and forth with Charlemagne the God and them about the whole situation, and he was like, "My team don't play," so he took the "My team don't play" from what Ray J said, put
Mm-hmm.
it at the beginning of the Boo thing, and then added the vocals from DJ Jubilee, and which made it what it was, and put everything and curated everything, put a bow on it. And then once I sung, I ain't gonna lie, once I sung, that's why I say shout out to Blazer, because once I sung the vocals and everything on it, that was it. Like
Mm-hmm.
Blazer took that song, did what he do with it, put
Mm-hmm.
a bow on it, sent it out, and guess what? It's been played ever since.
Right.
And that was the start, and I didn't even know that was the start, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because I'm still in the motions of doing what I'm doing as
Mm-hmm.
an artist, trying to get my name out there. So I don't even know that this song about to blow me up
Right.
in a sense. I don't even know this, but
Right.
me, I'm still in high school, just going through the motions. Then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden we record another song, because what I like to do is I like to take R&B songs and put them together and make a mashup song.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was really doing that. So I wanted to do something different. And that's how I started doing the remixes and putting the songs together. So that's why I took one chorus from the Young Jeezy song that was
Yeah, I
hot.
see how you do that. I see. Yeah.
Right. And then I took one chorus from the song with Fat Joe and Chris Brown. And then they gonna want another round. I used to want you and her and her and her. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So basically, I took "She Say You Ain't No Good," then I flipped that song and I put it right with another round together,
Right. Like
which
mix
makes it one
on
song.
mixing songs together.
Exactly. Right,
Taking the
but
chorus
from
and make put on another verse. Yeah. Right.
exactly, and I made a fire song, and I'm like, that was crazy. That was the second song. So
Mm-hmm.
then, bam, that was the second song, and then bam, next thing you know, the Adele song was popping. Now this was a few weeks after that.
Mm-hmm.
The Adele song was popping. Someone Like You. And Black and Mild was in the studio making volume 13. At this point, he done went through one, two, three, all the way to 13.
Right.
So now he's at volume 13. And then bam, here I am. Like, cause Big Chew was like, man, we need to you need to learn that Someone Like You. And I said, okay, cool. And
Mm-hmm.
when learned to Someone Like You real quick, because I'm like, I'm not really a fan of singing female songs too much, you feel what I'm saying, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, because it kind of stress your vocal cords over the years, you know what I'm saying. For
Mm-hmm.
singers, you got to understand that, you got to be on your top game shit, being
Yeah.
like, having your vocal cords always to how they're supposed to be, to always do this song every time
Right.
the way you do it.
Right.
So I ended up recording the whole entire song. We put the video up, it's on YouTube, and it got some good numbers. We kind of mimicked Adele video, and
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of put a bounce, like not a bounce fill because it was the regular version. And then we used those vocals and brought them by Black. When we brought them by Black and Miles, because Black and Miles was already making his version. So that's how it ended up being Adele and Roca-B,
Mm-hmm.
because and end up going on iTunes. He ended up putting on iTunes with his volume 13, because of, and that's the song that people really know. A lot of people know the Boo thing, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people really know that
Little down.
Adele, Someone Like You. So
Okay.
then, like, those three songs from the Boo Thing That She Said and the Adele, those three songs were, they enabled me to be able to travel, to
Mm-hmm.
perform, to do what I love to do, to go from here all the way to LA
Mm-hmm.
and all the way to Atlanta and do what I love to do, and to continue to do what I love to do right now, even
Right.
with the new music that I'm about to drop right now, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play a little snippet of it. I'm about to go run to the car. I gotta run to the car so that way I could be able to play it for you. Um, yeah, but nevertheless, that right there, those three songs, helped me to be able to come up with two other mixtapes, and I'm about to drop a third one. So, and those mixtapes, I was hitting the streets with those mixtapes when it was like able to be CDs, and then when it wasn't CDs no more, I'm hitting them with the jump drive. You get what I'm saying? So that automatically put me in the headspace to know if I could sell these remixes and I could sell it. And at that point, I stopped selling bootleg CDs, and at that point, my name is what it is. Now I feel like I could sell my own music. You feel what I'm saying? So that pushed me to the point to where I'm like, you know what? I gotta be able to come up with my original music. That's when me meeting uh partners in crime and talking to Kango Slim, um and Jubilee and all of these other pioneers in the game that was telling me to come up with an original song to get just out of that box of me